Hey, what's up you guys? It's Jess, and welcome back to my 25 builds of Simsmas. This is already day 6. It's going along very quickly, very quickly. And because if you watched my previous Simsmas builds, I recently downloaded the Sims 4 City Living. I had to think about that, get my words right. I recently downloaded City Living, and to celebrate, I decided to make one of my builds Christmas in the City. For this build, I imagined a couple living here. Maybe they were dating, maybe they are newlywed, who knows, who knows. But this build was by far probably one of my favorite builds of this entire little series thing. I had so much fun with it. In case you haven't watched any videos about city living, or if you don't have city living, one thing that's unique about the builds is you can't change the exterior walls, so the shape of the apartment or the flat or the loft or whatever has to stay the same, and only the inside walls can change. So I decided just to leave the layout of the house the exact way it was and then just work around it. I think I did a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. The one thing I did add though was this little kitchen nook. I really liked the idea of having the kitchen kind of be a little separate. I played around with half walls and seeing if maybe I wanted to do, a little opening anywhere. And in the end, I do end up keeping a little opening, but for now, it kind of looks like this. This is the one thing I did add. The rest of the house, I think, is pretty open. I keep saying house, but it's an apartment. I used a kind of creamy beige color for the walls of the main living area. I thought it just kind of made it seem a little warm and really played off of the red flooring. I really like the flooring. That is something that did come with City Living, and it's probably my favorite wood floor so far. I think it's actually supposed to be like a basketball court. For the kitchen, I went with blue tones. In hindsight, I think I could have gotten away with just a brown, and of course I did my favorite exposed stone brick on the opposite wall of the living space. In the bedroom, I go with I don't remember what color I go with. I think I go with green because it kind of is a Christmassy color. I think I was going for red and green in the room, and then I changed it to green and white. Pretty sure. Yep, there's the green. So the bedroom is green and white. I thought about doing red, but I figured that kind of was too much red with the flooring, so I ended up changing it to white. And that loft bed, what are those things called? The canopy beds. That canopy bed is from City Living. A lot of the furniture in this house is actually from City Living. And TBH, City Living has probably gotten some of my favorite furniture items. I haven't actually played in gameplay yet. I pretty much just built this. This was the very first thing I ever did as soon as I got City Living. Gotta get that building, man. Gotta get that building. And so I haven't really gotten to play around with the gameplay yet, but the furniture and the build and buy items are just, to die for. I'm in love. I wanted to do kind of black and white main color scheme for the living space because then all the Christmassy things would be the accents, and I'm still working on the bedroom. So I'm adding in a mirror, and then I'm adding in this little kind of ottoman thing. I think it's either an ottoman or a little seat. I kind of think it's a little chair. Yeah, I don't really know. It's in the chair section, so it must be a chair. And then I'm kind of, I always go back and forth in my builds. I don't do a room at a time. I just kind of play off ideas as I go. That painting with the leaves is from Dine Out. I use that painting in almost every single one of my house builds, actually. I feel like it's a very nice touch. And here I am playing around with furniture again. I don't know how I feel about the bedroom. It's definitely not my favorite bedroom, but I think it's really cute. It has character, and it's, it kind of is one of those more simpler, put-together bedrooms that I would expect a younger couple to have. In the living space, I put in a Christmas tree, which is our first hint of Christmas, and I'm also putting in some gift boxes, which I do later on in the bedroom as well. I put the little ice tree sculpture in the little kitchen hideaway, and for those of you wondering where you can get these Christmas items, it's actually in a free pack on the Sims 4 store. It's the Holiday Stuff Pack. It doesn't include a whole lot, but it does come with some, create a sim items and build and buy items as well. And I think they are lovely. I wish they did add a little bit more furniture-wise, like maybe some holiday-themed furniture, but I'll settle for just decorations. And they also come with Hanukkah decorations as well, or maybe it's Kwanzaa. I'm not too familiar with my holidays. Up on the walls, I'm just going in and putting some of this garland stuff, which I think is super cute. And then in the kitchen, I'm putting a similar one with snowflakes on it, because the snowflakes actually light up. And I kind of envision the kitchen to be kind of, a little icy kind of feel, an Elsa feeling room, if you get what I mean. Where are we going next? Back to the living room. I'm just adding some more gift boxes. I wanted to make the tree look very full and inviting. And over into the actual kind of living space, there is a little seating corner in that back corner right there, but I am adding in a little couch area as well. I don't include any electronics in this build, I don't think. I think the most advanced piece of technology in there is actually just a Keurig, which goes in the kitchen later. I kind of envision this couple to be, newer to the city. City's expensive. They don't have a whole lot. They're just kind of, getting by. And I envisioned the wife or the girlfriend of the couple to be kind of an author, a writer, a reader, and the boy in the relationship to be kind of, a musician, an aspiring musician, and I add in kind of little details for both later on. And if you just saw, I have text messages set up to pop up on my computer, and I feel like every single build I have text messages just popping up in my game. This is my favorite bookcase. I'm pretty sure that's just from the base game. It's one of my favorite bookcases in Sims history as it is, and I'm getting distracted by my own messages, even though they're old. I tried to figure out where I wanted to put the dining area, and that's where I really got the idea that this was just going to be kind of a couple living here. Not that there was room for another person, but I use the space in the entry hallway towards my advantage, and I use it as a little dining nook. So, kind of in the way, kind of not. It's kind of out of the way, I guess. It's its own little room. And then I use a red cherry blossom painting from Dine Out as a decoration. I just realized I've gone 7 minutes in this build without talking about my personal life, which I think is a new record. Good job, Jess. Good job. So, to kind of break that record, let's talk about my personal life. Is anyone doing anything fun for the holidays? I'm just curious. I don't really have any plans this year. Just kind of chilling. And back to the build, I guess, because now I want to talk about that. I just put in the keyboard for the kind of boyfriend / husband of the couple. I think that came with City Living. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember it being there before. I wanted a way to kind of incorporate the holiday feel without having just a buttload of, holiday decorations. So I go with the keyboard because, music and holidays. And moving on to the kitchen, I spend so much time in my build looking through decorations, honestly. I need to just, spend a good solid couple hours looking through decorations before I do my builds, and then, do them, because I feel like 90% of my speed builds are always just me looking through decorations and not me actually doing anything. To tie in the black touches from the living space, I use black appliances and black cabinets in the kitchen. Just kind of tie it all in. I've really been learning how to tie in, color schemes and things. I've been watching way too much Fixer Upper and, Home Improvement. My favorite show as a kid, for the longest time, was Extreme Home Makeover, and I don't think they play it anymore, but I loved that show. I remember I would spend hours designing my dream bedroom that I would get if they ever, came and redid my house, even though my family honestly had no reason to redo a house, so it's just kind of, my childish wishful thinking, if you will. In this little area, I just kind of put a little desk. I think that's actually a desk, if not, it's a shelf. And I just put the little nectar bottles and some decorations over there so it doesn't look so empty. I also go in and I put some plants and, succulents everywhere. I am in love with plants. In fact, in my room, in real life, I have a ton of plants everywhere. Although I live in Minnesota, so it gets really cold, and a couple of them are starting to die, which I'm kind of sad about. Because it's not really sunny all the time. It gets dark really quick, and it's just not really sunny during the winter. At least from where I live, at least. It's not always sunny during the fall and winter time. So my poor plants aren't getting a ton of sunlight, which makes me sad. Although I'm going to have a ton of fun going and getting more in the springtime when it's like plant season. I love a lot of the rugs that came with City Living. I feel like they added a bunch of different, color schemes, variety. If you notice going through rugs, in a single rug they have a ton of different shapes and patterns, which I really, really like. I love how that turned out. In the kitchen, I'm just, kind of going and putting some decorations, make the walls look less empty, and yeah. I think this build really came together. I'm now working on the bathroom. Bathrooms are probably my least favorite rooms to do in The Sims. I feel like they're just so small and overused, and there's not a whole lot of unique touches you can do to them. So maybe that can be my challenge, to learn how to make a bathroom that's unique and not bothersome or boring. I go with some plain walls and then some green brick that kind of ties in with the green tiles on the floor. There's some purple and green tiles. It looks at this angle it looks great, but from above it looks kind of purple and green. So who knows? The name of the game is which color flooring do you have in your bathroom. I feel like I'm starting to get sick. I just had finals at school, and so you're just like trying to relax. You've been working super hard for so long and you're just tired. I love a lot of the lights that came with City Living. I feel like lights are something we can always use a lot of. And in the bedroom, I put a giant stack of presents because, gotta spoil your loved ones, guys. Gotta spoil your loved ones. Spoil your loved ones. I went Black Friday shopping, and I did vlog it, so it's on my vlog channel if you want to go check that out. Gotta get that promo, man. And I spend way too much on people I care about, honestly. I spend a lot of money on gifts in general every year. I'm just one of those people that loves to give. But sadly, this build is coming to an end, so if you do like it, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Be sure to check out all my social media. The links will be in the description below, so go check me out on all of those things. I hope you have a lovely day and have a happy holidays. Bye, guys.